Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Rassle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Cory Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
I don't know what that was, but hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Rassle Rock. Less crazy of a week than we had last week. Last week just feels like we had just all the intros, debuts, and surprises and everything else. This week continues a little bit. We had the Demon Finn Balor pop up last night on SmackDown, which was pretty cool, man. I'm looking forward to Extreme Rules now. I want to see Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds cool, but isn't like the Demon supposed to be undefeated? So are they going to have like Roman just beat the Fiend now? And
the Demon, not the Fiend. The Fiend has been burned alive.
I mean, a Demon, whatever. Yeah,
The Demon, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Is the Demon still undefeated? I don't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like they screwed that up somehow.
It was. I think the idea, the dream. I don't know. It was rumor was like they were like, oh, we're gonna have him beat Karrion Kross as the Demon to protect Karrion Kross from winning and losing. But I mean, I guess it doesn't even matter anymore if they protect him because he's just wearing red suspenders. He looks like a silly goose. It doesn't matter if he's protected or not.
he's winning again, but he just looks absolutely ridiculous. So it's like no one cares either way.
Yeah.
His crowd reaction is absolutely silent when he comes out now. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's just one of those NXT call-ups that just they just really dropped the ball with, and it is a shame because Karrion Kross could have been somebody. Like they were building him up to be this big beast and monster. And after Keith Lee and Jeff Hardy, nobody cares anymore. And that outfit, jeez, man, they just dust off like Bastion Booger and Kwang's old outfits and just kind of mixed them all together. It's not doing anybody any favors.
It does kind of. Now that you said Kwang, it made me think of Krang's cyborg from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He totally looks like the cyborg that Krang would ride around in. If his suspenders were purple, yes.
Yeah, man, the Raw wasn't too bad this week. It wasn't great or anything like that, but we had a nice tag team turmoil match that pretty much went throughout the entire show. I'm hearing this is largely because Vince McMahon wasn't there to stomp out any tag team ideas that happened. So, yeah, we got to see some awesome tag team matches. There's no word on why Vince McMahon missed Monday Night Raw. Oh, Cory has gone away.
Cat walked across the wire.
Those dang cats, man. It's all pets today. But, yeah, man, no word on why Vince McMahon wasn't there. Does anybody have any ideas?
He's old.
He's old. You think he's just stopping?
I don't know. Like, I mean, he could have been busy. Like, I don't know. The guy's 70,000 years old and just, he's still operating his business when he should have probably handed it off to somebody years ago. No, I didn't hear any reasons why he was no longer on the show.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Maybe it's tied into the fact that Triple H had heart issues.
Yeah, I heard about that. Heard about that as well. Really sad. It's apparently some kind of genetic thing. They're calling it a cardiac event, which I guess is different than a heart attack. I don't know. But but he had the surgery done, and he's going to be fine. But yeah, Triple H laid up in the hospital, which is I'm sure very, very scary.
Wow, this is the first time hearing of it. I didn't know of it.
Yeah, it was. I don't have the details in front of me. If I can look them up real quick. But yeah, man, Triple H in the hospital. It was a very scary thing. Everybody's sending well wishes and everything, and just hoping for the best here. But they're expecting him to make a full recovery. So it sounded pretty good.
Wow, it's a big news. I didn't know. Do you think anybody in the hospital called him Hunter Hearts Helmsley?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh dear.
I just
You could become triple bypass instead of Triple H.
Could have been anything. You could have had somebody's alarm.
Somebody didn't turn their phone off after 6 years of recording.
They didn't really get into it. It could have been something mild. And like I said, if it's genetic, he could, whatever. I mean, he might have just had to have minor surgery to fix it or a stent or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of is maybe Vince was gone due to that. And it was probably the sad part is it was probably the most enjoyable Raw in a while because the tournament was fun. And then, they for some reason went into Bobby Lashley and MVP for the world for the tag team titles, and then Randy Orton wrestling for the world title at the same time.
Yeah, I usually don't like when they do that. When let's try and keep the titles separate. They did that a lot last year with the women's tag titles and Asuka carried, with the women's heavyweight or whatever Raw championship, whatever it was. They were mixing it up a lot. I don't know. It could just play to the fact that they really don't have any plans for any of these tag teams that they have. We saw on Monday that they have a great deal of tag teams, and some of them are actually really good. The New Day was incredible. I was really hoping to see somebody step up here, either Jinder and what's the guy's name? His new guy, Lacey, whatever. I never remember it. I never remember his name. It's something weird. It's like one name, Veer. Yeah,
Veer and
Veer, German for four.
Shazzy or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Shazzy got released. I'm not sure. I think that happened, but it's just Jinder and Veer. I was hoping they would step up, or the Lucha House Party, man. I really thought Lucha House Party was going to beat the New Day, and I was like, all right, cool, and then go back and forth and trade them, and then AJ and Almos and all this other stuff. Almost looking like a beast. I think we talked about this last week on our last show because we did it after Raw, but almost looking like a beast and taking out Lashley. I thought that was really cool. So it was a decent Raw. It wasn't huge or anything like that.
It was enjoyable, though. It was you could actually sit through it, unlike the last few Raws where it's just absolute torture to sit through a show.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nia Jax breakup was terrible. That whole storyline with her and Charlotte Flair is just not clicking at all. And then Shayna Baszler just walking away was kind of weak, but hopefully Shayna shows up on SmackDown or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They just had Naomi show up on SmackDown, and they're doing this weird storyline where, like, she can't wrestle on there, and it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That didn't make any sense to me, so I have no clue. But the whole Nia Jax thing, who knows? My feelings on Nia Jax. It's just shouldn't belong there. But I mean, Shayna Baszler, hopefully, if they build her up right, she could be the next beast to tear through the women's division. We've been saying that for years. That really needs to happen. We're hearing that Paige now. Paige is training to try and make some sort of a comeback, teasing on Twitter and everything like that, and Twitch accounts and everything else.
Is her concussions or neck?
I think it was her neck.
So is she going to come back and they're going to make sure she doesn't wrestle Nia Jax or what?
Yeah, dear God, keep her away.
Especially if she debuts at AEW like everybody else who returns to wrestling.
Yeah. That's a shame, man. It's good for them. Good for them for making something, for getting their money in, for being somewhere where they think they can be happier. But it just sucks that everyone has been complaining about not being used properly and the whole WWE machine being terrible. And
now we're looking at Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin
Owens ended around to it. Now they figured out his contract's not up in like 2025 like they thought. It's up in January.
Yeah.
And guess whose contract's up about a month before his?
Who's that? Sami Zayn. Yeah.
Dude, he looked really great. I mean, I only caught it was on at work on the screen, so I barely was able to watch it, but I saw his match with Dominic and I was like, man, he's making Dominic look so good. Like Dominic belongs in there.
Yeah.
And, Sami Zayn's awesome.
Oh, he's he's one of the best, and that's the whole thing. Is like they can renew the feud that we all got tired of over in AEW, and even though it's not really a new crowd, they're going to make it sound like it's the greatest thing that's ever happened as soon as those two show up. And they're already hinting that possibly that Kevin Owens could reunite. Was it Rushmore or something like Mount Rushmore to call themselves?
Oh, with the Bucks?
With the Bucks and Adam Cole, because they're already there. And maybe do some kind of Elite versus Rushmore like feud over there, which could be pretty big. So, like I said, all my favorites are leaving.
Did you guys see the like Mick Foley stuff that he's been posting? Like the warning to WWE about like they got like stuff to pay attention now too.
It needs to be said.
And also like he posted a thing that was like a couple of years ago. It was like Killer Kross versus Johnny Nitro for the Impact Championship. And then it was like, then it said like then and now, and it showed him like squirting him with the drip stick with the stupid red suspenders on.
Yeah.
It needs to be said, like he's one of the WWE like former stars that isn't tied into WWE money. So he actually can have an opinion, whereas like Steve Austin has a show on the network, and The Rock's more worried about Hollywood and not blemishing anything over there to be getting involved. But somebody needs to say this, and, and it can't be like a curmudgeon like a Cornette, because nobody, we listen to Cornette, but nobody really cares.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably already saying things of the like, but no one's saying it. It's no breaking news. When Cornette has anything bad to say.
Cornette's basically saying that the WWE is giving away. And I was saying, like, I was talking about this, like, it doesn't feel like when Nash and Hall jumped to WCW. Right now, this feels more like when Jericho and Paul White went to WWE and X-Pac went back to WWE. That this feels more like that swing than the actual initial swing in the WCW war. Yeah, this is everybody's leaving one federation and nobody wants to go to the other one, and that's what's scary right now.
Hey, question that I have, and Mark, maybe you know this. The Colt Cabana and CM Punk heat, is that all gone now? Is that
maybe they squashed it in the back, but I mean, in the end, it's like, well, Colt Cabana or CM Punk,
right? Like, what's better for the business?
What's better for the business, And I like Colt a lot, but he's not the star that Punk is, And before they had their falling out over the lawsuit, Punk tried to bring Colt Cabana with him and try to raise him up. It's just he's not that kind of star. He's a comedy wrestler. Mm-hmm. He's talented. He's really good.
He's being wasted in the Dark Order. Ridiculous. Like if you watch his stuff on NWA, and then you watch the Dark Order stuff. The Dark Order stuff. You're like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Another thing that came out, I think this was last week actually, but CM Punk did an interview saying that since we brought up the NWO and Hogan and Nash and Hall and everybody, Punk said that this is like that, except it's bigger now. It's CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Adam Cole being in AEW is a bigger thing. What do you guys think about that?
It's going to seem that way because like wrestling, WWE especially is like a publicly traded company now, and like there's more money tied into like AEW's got like got a similar amount of money that WWE, and like WWE is a publicly traded company. I know like Turner was also, but like WWE wasn't, I don't think, publicly traded yet, right?
No, not at the time.
So this might seem like more like the specifics of it might be like some are bigger, and so, I mean, I wouldn't say that all of those people are bigger stars than Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, and Diesel, but go ahead. Go ahead. Everybody's the hero of their own story.
I hate when they do this. Like, it's like trying to compare like Michael Jordan to like Kobe, like two different generations of like
LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron and Michael Jordan. Like, it's like two different generations. Like, are they bigger? They are bigger stars, but also Nash and Hall were on a bigger platform. And who's to say that three of those guys, if they were on that same platform, especially Punk, I think Punk would have fit in better than the other two. How big they would have been. And the other thing was they were surprises. When Nash and Hall showed up, we didn't know that was happening.
Yeah,
there was no speculation about that at all.
We didn't have the internet like we do now. We didn't have all that. So it was a genuine surprise. Like, we knew, like, Punk coming to, AEW was rumored for months before it happened.
It was a year before it happened. When the Rassle, what was the Conrad's like thing in Chicago a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I mean there was pay-per-views there as well. Like All In was or All Out. One of them was in Chicago, and
right. Starcade was
All Out's in Chicago every year. So
So All Out last year or the year before, the Starcast, right? That was what the Conrad's event was, and he had CM Punk at it, and everyone was like, "Yep, this is it. Absolutely canon that he's going to be showing up at All Elite or at All Out."
Yeah, that's the only difference. Is like that's where that part of the war was better and bigger, which we never knew. I mean, Lex Luger showing up on Nitro while he was still like on a Raw taping, or the same thing with Rick Rude.
Rick Rude did it
on the same Raw and SmackDown on the same night.
Like that stuff.
Raw and Nitro on the same night.
Yeah, that stuff was bigger because, like I said, the audience was bigger, I think, and the audience was more. I can't say they're more into it, but there was more people into wrestling, and and like I said, they had the dirt sheets and all that, but a lot of people weren't really following that, so it was a genuine surprise when these people did stuff. Now it's like I said, we just talked about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So when they show up, it's going to be awesome. But is it really a surprise? Like, it's not really a surprise.
Well, didn't TNT ask AEW to stop giving them surprises? Didn't that happen like months ago?
Is that
no? What is this?
TNT asked WWE or AEW to stop doing surprises on Dynamite. So they kind of have to make it so that they're not surprising the network.
Oh, because the network, what it is the network doesn't like the surprises because they want to promote it,
right?
So they can get more ratings. I see their business mentality in it, but that's just not how wrestling works. So they can
no.
Well, the other major difference that we're forgetting to mention is that kayfabe isn't a thing as much as it is. I mean, as much as it was back then, it isn't now, and like the amount of people paying attention to what's actually happening in a match is tough now. Like if you watch footage nowadays, like most of the crowd is all looking at their phones. Like, all right, I'm looking at my phone. I don't know. I'm just gonna. But you'll never, if you watch old like '90s wrestling, you'll never see somebody looking away. Everyone's watching everything that's happening, and fully invested their time and energy.
Yeah, so it's like an apples and oranges thing, man. You can't really compare the two. And time will tell if this becomes something bigger because, Hogan and Hall and Nash, the whole NWO thing was huge at first. And then by the end, it was really, really hard to watch. It was just so many different people and so confusing and so many different sections of NWO and everything else. So I guess it's up to AEW to not blow this thing because if it gets too convoluted, we've seen what happens. People lose interest and then it becomes a joke in the years to come. So we'll see.
It's got to stop soon. I mean, they just got to understand. But like one of the things I noticed is it's going to be tough because Tony Khan I never understood the actual term of a mark until I saw saw him in the interviews. They do these things called like post-match scrums where they interview the wrestlers after the matches.
Yeah.
And this guy is in love with every single wrestler that's sitting there, and like they're interviewing the wrestlers, and he's jumping in to get his little moment in the spotlight with them. And he's like hugging Adam Cole over and over again as Adam Cole's doing the interview and patting him on the back every 2 seconds. It's like he acts like, you know, me if freaking Bret Hart walked into the room. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of why Tony Khan is here. Just because he's the money mark. He's the guy that pays the bills that can give WWE some competition. Because if you didn't have that guy, AEW would be nothing. It would be an indie show run in one town once a month, and you'd never hear anything from it again, pretty much. That being said, AEW beat Raw in the ratings this week, so that's pretty crazy.
That's something.
This is going to happen more too. Like now that they're starting up this Daniel Bryan feud, and they're about to set up Adam Cole, and like this is where, like I was saying, like now Tony Khan's got to sit there, and the Sonny Kisses, a lot of the Dark Order, a lot of these people that. They're the ones that held AEW together until they could get these stars. They're going to start having to disappear because they're not going to have any room for these guys. The good thing, though, is because they're on AEW, they can go down to the lower independents and maybe build up a smaller independent and do something there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have TV time now. So you can advertise them as seen on AEW.
Yeah, but like that's the other thing about Tony Khan. He has too many wrestlers right now. He's got to start clearing house and setting up for all the big stars they just got.
Yeah. And a lot of people are complaining that they're not building up the current stars that they have. They're just focusing on Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole, all these new people coming in that people already know. But I mean, they are doing things like I can't remember anyone's name off the top of my head from AEW that isn't already a star, but they're building some stuff up. So
you got Jurassic Express, so Jungle Boy's one of them. You got Darby Allin. MJF is going to be feuding with Brian Pillman Jr.
That's right.
So that's and I'll tell you now, Brian Pillman Jr. needs serious work on the microphone. He is not his dad when it comes to talking on the microphone. But it's good to see him, like them profiling him and giving MJF somebody new, finally breaking away from Jericho. And I guess Jericho goes away for a while because I think he's touring, which that helps take one of the older stars out of it. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you now, I don't see any of their momentum stopping anytime soon. I think they're going to be beating Raw in the ratings for a while.
It's gonna be back and forth, I think. Well, if not back and forth, I think it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay AEW with the ratings overall for just a little bit, 83 weeks at least.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown's dialed in. I mean, that's the better show. But and they have, to me, with the exception of maybe AJ and Drew McIntyre, have the bigger stars too. Mm-hmm. It's just. They got a tough hill to climb, man. They got a lot of unhappy people in their place. I watched Pac versus Andrade last night. Good match, terrible ending. I guess this is how they move Ric Flair into being the manager of Andrade.
Yeah.
After this match, SmackDown though had their ending with Brock Lesnar showing up and being definitely a face.
Yeah. Yeah, big time, man. The Paul Heyman stuff was really good last night with Brock. Him taking out the Usos was good. I think everybody that was really good, really good. The entire segment, the entire but the tag team match was good, and then that led to Lesnar coming out, confronting Heyman, and then taking out the Usos and almost taking out Reigns. They do that, oh, he almost got him type of thing, and then Balor hits the ring, and then it's all crazy. So I think they did that really, really well. SmackDown was very good last night. I think it was better than AEW was. And a lot of people are watching AEW now because what are they going to do Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole and all these people. Ruby Soho's in there. Oh my God, she's going after Britt Baker. Woohoo! And people are watching that now, but I think that those numbers are going to dwindle next week. I think.
Well, we all know that like if WWE gets their act together, they produce a better wrestling show than anybody can. The problem is like when are they going to get their act together?
Right.
But
and yeah, I mean it's like Punk said, it's probably not until Vince McMahon dies, because he's not. I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon, and it's the truth. But he's if he's not going to let go, then he's not going to change his ways. He's always had this mindset of I know better than the fans do. So that's just what we got. That's just what we got in WWE right now, and it's going to be like that for probably another 30 years because
I don't know.
I don't think that man's ever going to die.
That's a long timeline.
I mean, he's like 70 something now. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy lives to see 100. I wouldn't be surprised. He takes ridiculously good care of himself.
And now that he found out Triple H has like a genetic heart disorder, he's like, he's too weak to run my company.
It's like people are weak if they cough or sneeze around them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you had a heart event? Yes, you're out of the will.
If you can have a heart attack in the hospital, you can have a heart attack at work. Get to work, damn it. So yeah, man. Good old Vinnie Mac. Another return might be happening soon. I'm hearing Lio Rush might be making his way back to the WWE.
Didn't he just? Where did he just quit now?
Whoa,
He just
can I please be the first to say this? I don't know if anyone else has said this, and probably, but I don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Lio Rush?
No,
He's good.
I mean he's good, but like, dude. Either quit or get off the pot, as they say.
Well, getting off the pot is quitting.
Yes, I know.
Either quit or quit.
Yeah,
sorry,
like,
what?
He did this like retirement thing already. Stop, dude. I don't
didn't he just wrestle in AEW or to Impact and then retired immediately after.
He like did a debut in a battle royal or something, and then like quit after a battle royal. It's like it almost feels like. Remember when Nash tells the story about when he left WCW the first time where he was like, all right, I'm going back to bouncing on. I'm not doing this anymore. It just feels like that was his way to get out of whatever contract they were trying to offer him, which is just shady. It's just shady and weird. And I mean, I think he's a pretty talented wrestler and stuff, but like, I don't want to have a like him like teasing me with a cat toy. You know, it's like just retire or don't.
I know his wife just had a kid earlier this year or late last year or something like that.
So he needs the money. Okay, I get it.
It could be. I don't know. But you got to think the guy's only 26 years old. Let me read the article. This is from Cage Side Seats. Earlier this year, Lio Rush appeared at AEW's Double or Nothing as a mystery entrant in the Casino Battle Royale. Afterwards, AEW President Tony Khan talked about having a handshake deal with Rush where he could wrestle for both AEW and New Japan at the same time. Less than 2 weeks later, Lio Rush abruptly announced his retirement from wrestling while vowing to finish his contractual obligations with NJPW. Lio expressed gratitude to Tony Khan, yada, yada, yada. After recovering from the injury he suffered at Double or Nothing, he's been wrestling strong this summer. So I guess he's found some way to get back in, some indie promotion or something like that.
Well, I imagine it's Maryland Championship Wrestling because that's like where he got trained.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that's where he's finding work.
But I mean, I just mean it's been quiet because no one this is the first we've heard of it,
right.
And now he's talking to return to either AEW or WWE. I would like to see him back in WWE because he's even if they don't put him in the ring, he was great with Lashley.
Yeah, they
put him as the manager. Yeah, what they were going to do with Adam Cole, just do it with Lio Rush. You know, like nobody cares if it's Lio Rush.
Make everybody look at Bobby Lashley's butt again. That'll be a thing. Hey, everybody, look at his butt.
Yeah. That was his big deal. So
that's the name of the episode.
Okay. Oh my goodness! But yeah, I'd like to see him back in the ring. I think it could be fun.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah,
yes?
probably. I mean, he's good. He's good, and I'm sure. I'd like to see it. Sure, if it's gonna happen, cool. But it's like stop.
I just realized you weren't on screen. Sorry about that.
Stop toying with my emotions, homie.
Yeah. Stop making me cry at retirement speeches, Leo. It's funny. My autocorrect changed it to Lip Rush.
My whole thing is like, what impact is going to make? He's still like this high flyer, tiny little dude. You're going to bring him into Raw or SmackDown, and then what are you going to do with him? Or do you bring him up against Bobby Lashley, like his old, like, 'cause he used to be the manager for him? Like, I don't know what you do with Lio Rush because they never really developed any of their like smaller cruiserweight guys.
I could see, and it would be cool to see him with the Street Profits. They could do that. That would be a cool, like, neat. I mean, I think it would be something interesting that we wouldn't expect to see, and they could bring out the best in each other. Because maybe Lio Rush could teach Angelo Dawkins how to do a spine buster, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We could put him with Keith Lee since they can't figure out what the hell to do with him.
He's supposed to be a heel. He's supposed to come back as a heel, but we haven't seen anything from that yet. Yeah. He's been on dark matches on Raw, just destroying people, but that's all.
That's who they were going to put Adam Cole with, as a heel manager. Keith Lee with Adam Cole. Yeah, that was a great decision. But
Adam Cole was like, everybody look at Keith Lee's butt.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's start. Let's do the question that we always do every single week here on this show because I love doing it, and it's a segment called "Who Wins Wrestling." Who wins wrestling? Blah 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 blah. Who's got one? Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'm gonna go with the obvious. Bryan Danielson. From the debut to him going straight up against the elite, they're doing the right thing and having him go right for the world title. That's where he should be. Like you said, Rick, this guy headlined WrestleMania 4 or 5 months ago, and now he's the main event program for AEW, which I think is the smart thing. And he's over huge. The yes chance, everything. I mean, he did do an interview. He's not sure if that's legal, but I guess they can't do anything. They can't do anything to him if the fans are going to do the yes chant.
They're all gonna chant affirmative, 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 affirmative.
C. Let's do the old C chants.
C. Yeah. Corey, what do you got, man?
Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin. He's leaning into it, and it's entertaining. And I think I love his commitment, and I'm fun. I'm digging the fun. I like the whole story arc. I like everywhere it's been, and I like everywhere it's going. Hopefully, and I'm looking forward to it. And,
good for him, man.
Yeah, very much good for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was really cool, man. I thought it might have been a little too soon for the happy thing because we were all enjoying the sad Corbin, the poor homeless Corbin for a little while. But the happy Corbin seems to be working out pretty good. I'm gonna go with Finn Balor. I think it's the obvious choice for me anyway, because the guy came out. The demon thing is super over. He followed Brock Lesnar pretty much, and he got in the face of Roman Reigns, and he made me want to see the pay-per-view. So I'm going with that guy. Do I think he's going to win? No. But, we'll see what happens.
Wouldn't it be neat, though?
Pay-per-view is not next Sunday, but the Sunday after.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be neat if he got the Universal title back?
Would it?
Wouldn't it?
I think that would be absolutely terrible. If they ended
nobody
Reigns.
wants to beat Reigns'
Yeah.
Don't end Reigns' reign.
I don't think Lesnar's beaten Reigns' run. So like I don't know. I mean, I don't think Reigns would need it if he's going to feud with Lesnar for a while. I don't think he needs the title. I don't think their names need the title. That could be cool that Finn Balor takes the belt for a little while, but and then maybe Reigns takes it back after his Lesnar feud is over, because then Lesnar's going to disappear again for another 6 months before he shows back up on wrestling, if he does.
He's actually following Fozzy on tour.
I could actually see that happen. I mean, they did something similar with Drew McIntyre last year when he dropped the title to Orton and then won it like a week later, 2 weeks later on Raw. Yeah. So
was that just to give Orton another like a 14th run or whatever?
I guess. Who knows?
I mean, that's half of Charlotte Flair's run.
Not impressive at all.
No.
Thanks for coming out, Randy.
Her and Sasha Banks, man, they win titles and lose them. Like they have the shortest title reigns I've ever seen, and then they're like bragging about her 11-time champions and 4 or 5 times. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I had the belt for a day, damn it.
Oh man, but it was. I think the pay-per-view is going to be good. And if Finn Balor wins the title, we'll see what happens.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
Now, what happened? The only thing before we get off, what happened to Edge? I only saw a clip of it. Sorry, I was not around yesterday.
There was a stomp. What do they call that? The curb stomp from Seth Rollins, and Rollins pinned him, and then all of a sudden the referee started like, "Get the hell down here with the stretcher," and they could just be using it as a
feels like a word
excuse to get him. Just an excuse to get him off TV for a while. Maybe he's just. Maybe he's just got one of those Lesnar contracts that he's just going to wrestle every now and again.
Back for Survivor Series to wrestle Seth Rollins again. Team Edge versus Team Rollins.
Honestly, I can see that happening.
That would only be cool if Team Rollins, they all wear suits like Seth Rollins does, and like, all the hideous suits when they come to, when they bring the whole team to do the interview for the matches.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I forget who was talking about that the other day, how back in the 89, 90, they all used to name their team after the captain, right. And it would just be Rude's Brood and whatever, Hogan's Heroes, whatever the hell it probably wasn't Hogan's Heroes. But
I still dig that Riddle still carries that on by calling AJ Skipper whenever he sees him.
Stuff like that's fun, man. That's what Survivor Series was cool back then. I miss McMahon doing the intro. I almost having a heart attack to the saddest music on the planet. But we'll see what happens come Survivor Series, which isn't that far away actually. Now that I think about it. But I think that'll about do it for this show, man. Cory, what do you got? What do you got going on? What do you want to plug, bro?
Well, DCWProWrestling.com have a show next Saturday, the 18th, in Dover or in Felton, Delaware, at the Delaware Auto Exchange. I will be defending my No Limit title against Angel, and then. Yeah, I'm excited about that. It seems like I'm excited as heck. Oh my gosh, I can't.
He's good. Angel's a good kid.
I bet.
Maybe you should watch the show sometime, and you would know, like I know, because we happen to be at the same show.
Well,
yes,
I'm gonna tell you this just because we're. Just because we're kayfabe, don't tell
There's
anybody
no one
else.
else around.
No one else is listening.
I
handpicked him.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's not something. It's not like I don't know who he is or watch. I've never watched his match. I handpicked him.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be a good match.
That's my plug. That's the only plug I got.
All right. Check out RassleRock.com for all your Rassle Rock needs. You can see videos of the podcast we do. You can see exclusive interviews that we've done with people like Jerry the King Lawler for one of the big ones. We did Eddie Valentine is turning into a series about CZW and Combat Zone Wrestling and John Zandig. We just finished up an episode with him. Also to the merchandise store, still 100% of everything goes to charity, so check those out. And you can listen to everything on the podcast on that website as well. So check that out. And yes.
Do you think maybe for the new YouTube channel, youtube.com, is it
Still
Rassle
not
Rock?
Rassle Rock yet.
There's
No.
no.
Still need more subscribers.
We need more subscribers. So help us make that happen. What's the link on that?
There isn't one yet. It's just
Okay. So
look for Rassle Rock on YouTube.
So just follow our Instagrams and our Twitters, and we'll post up the link. Go ahead and subscribe to that so that we can give it a vanity plate and
Yeah.
also wouldn't it be cool maybe if we put up some like best ofs?
Sure. Yeah. You
On
want to make
YouTube.
best of, dude? Go for it.
Yeah. No, not.
That would be great. That's a great idea, Corey. I want that done by next week. Go for it.
No, you remember the one? Remember the one that you put out for the like anniversary show the one time,
Yeah.
where at the end of it it just played all like clips, all the best of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe if
All four of those are on there. There's four compilations.
Okay.
One's of me forgetting things. One's of Corey's bad jokes. One's of
Oh no, I didn't mean those ones. I meant the one.
what are you
like
talking about?
The one that had like Tom Brady and Aaron Gainey and Lady
that one.
Poffo. Yeah, and maybe just put up the T-shirts
Sure.
as the image.
Yeah.
Or something.
There you go. Maybe we can do something like that. But yeah, definitely. That's definitely something we could do. But yeah, check out Rassle Rock on YouTube, man. We definitely need subscribers. We would love to have youtube.com/Rassle Rock as our link. And the only way we can do that is if there's more subscribers. It's a relatively new channel for a podcast that's been around for 6 years. So it's long overdue. So please go and subscribe to that. And you get to see lovely videos like this one that we hope you're watching right now on YouTube. Mark, you got anything to plug before we get out of here?
No, I am working like the next 10 or 11 days in a row.
Oh, no.
Can you people come back to work?
Yeah, right. Jeez, man, end this old charade. But and like Corey said, DCWProWrestling.com. Pick yourself up some tickets if you're going to be in Delaware, and you go to see a very good wrestling show. And there's going to be some prizes at that show as well, from what I hear. So check that out. And I think that'll be about it for this episode of Rassle Rock. And tune in next week. And until then, I'm Rick Connor.
Mark Halbecker.
Cory Castle.
And let's take it out like we always do with Mr. Nick Burke.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Join us again for another episode of Rassle Rock. This has been Jay Davis speaking.